If thoughts create things, and they do, and every thought is creative, and it is, then why don't we see the manifestation of every thought we think? We're going to talk about that tonight. This is Tom Kieran with the Be Something Wonderful studio of Higher Consciousness in San Diego, California, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Welcome back, guys. I want to talk about thoughts and feelings and emotions tonight. And why is that? Why is it that we think lots of thoughts, but we don't see necessarily the manifestations of every thought we think? Well, we've talked a little bit about this, that when you think a thought, there is creative potential there. In the metaphysical space, it is created. However, it's only when we consistently stay in that space of that thought, we'll consistently have the same type of thoughts, and the feelings and emotions associated with it. Only when we align up, the heart and mind come together, or the heart and body, right? Or thoughts and feelings. When those align with the thought, then it comes back and it manifests in physical reality, right? There's a gestation period depending on what the process you're going through, how focused you are in your thoughts, how your assumptions of what that you want, how strong your assumptions are. But there's no question that every thought's creative. That once you think a thought, it is there in the metaphysical space and it is creative. But it's only when, so every thought is creative, but it's only when we line up the thoughts and feelings with it and really feel that thought, that we attract it back, that it's reflected back, that image is reflected back into physicality or our reality and manifested in our reality. And remember, there's a delay. We talked about this when we said the world is like a big giant dual mirror. The fourth principle says there is a delay in the mirror. So it isn't an instant manifestation. If we were pure spirit, we're mostly spirit in a physical body, but if we were pure spirit, if we had our death transition, right, and we were on the other side, then it would be instant. Every thought you think would be instant. We would be pure thought. We would be pure love. We'd be able to create instantly. So how do we do it? So how do we get lined up with this love, with this divine creative power, and feel the elevated emotions that creates the things that we really want in our life, right? And so I wanted to talk about moving beyond happiness, knowing joy. What do I mean by moving beyond happiness? Well, happiness is a very high level emotion, but sometimes we attach that as happiness as the effect of something we're looking at. It could be our reaction to something, or the effect of our reaction to looking at a reflection or a physicality or already a manifested reality. Or just someone says something when we're traveling, we're feeling good. When we're working, we're not happy, right? Or something like that. But happiness is a high level emotion. But I want to go beyond happiness, where we're talking about that total connection, and it's really a knowing. It's this joy of knowing the pure love of who you are, the joy of knowing that I amness that is in you. That I amness is the divinity inside you. That's your direct connection to God, or that greater consciousness, or that unconditioned consciousness, that awareness that we talk about so much. The quantum field, right? The universal mind, the intelligent mind. This oneness, this wisdom, when you're connected with, I would call as the ultimate emotion. That joy that you feel when you feel that connection, that knowing that you're connected. It's beyond any other emotion, because it's a joyful knowing. It's a joyful knowing of the pure love and the oneness and the I amness. So that's what I want to talk about tonight. Being joyful is experiencing the ultimate emotion. Being joyful beyond happiness, right? Beyond whatever you could comprehend as joy in the physicality is this. It's this connection. Right, and those who meditate will tell you when they have these experiences, right? You feel that one with Source or with the Creator, right? You feel that one with that awareness of which we are made, right? I am is your inner being. That's who we are. We are that. We don't experience all the time, but we are always creating. Every thought we think is creative. Thoughts are things, but thoughts are only things after we have the emotion with it, after we feel the emotion and the feelings with it. then it becomes a manifestation and a thing in physical reality. Remember, there's a delay because we're in an inert reality, a very low vibrational reality, right? I want to talk about negative emotions. Again, emotions are a good indicator. A lot of spiritual teachers have talked about it as a guidance system, the emotional guidance system, to know whether you're allowing that divinity to flow through you or whether you're cutting yourself off or not allowing it or blocking it. It's hard to block that love because that's what you're made of. But you can not feel it at times, and that's what negative emotions tell you. The love's still there. And in fact, you can't separate yourself from who you are. You are divinity. But you can certainly conjure up negative emotions where you think that you're not connected or you think it's not flowing through you. And that's when you get that disconnection, right? Not a true disconnection because you're never separated from it, but you're not feeling it. And so these affect, remember, emotions affect your creations. And normally negative emotions come from negative thoughts. All thoughts are creative. So emotion by itself is not creative. It's the thought behind it. And those together are creative, right? There's always emotions, they're just not conjured up out of nothing. They come from thoughts, right? So it's the thought plus the emotion, but the emotions by themselves can't create. And really, thought can create in the metaphysical space, but it can't manifest unless you get the thoughts and the feelings associated with the emotion with it. And then you're driving manifestations in physical reality. So this is the importance of emotions, right? And the other point I want to say, guys, you can't make yourself be happy, right? You can't suppress. It's not good to suppress emotions. Ignore them. Remember, we don't ignore them. Don't resist them. Don't oppose them. Remember, we said what you resist persists. What you look at disappears. Meaning, if it's a negative emotion and you recognize it, you feel the feeling, you feel the emotion, and then you choose again. This is where you get that power to choose again. You can choose a higher level emotion. So it's never about suppressing emotions. It's never about, oh yeah, just be happy, right? You've got to, but again, you don't want to stay there. So to the extent that you can not avoid them, to the extent that you can feel the fullness of who you are, and that joy within, that's better. But when you can't, it's not a bad thing. That's part of creation. That's part of choosing again. That's part of the divinity within you, right? God doesn't feel those. We do because we're in physicality, right? We are 1 foot in the spiritual world, 1 foot in the physical world. But negative emotions are not necessarily bad in the way that they tell you if you're off track and you're not connected to that flow. So that's when you know. And that's when you can do something about it. You can choose again, right? Again, it's all about awareness and it's all about acceptance. Accept the feeling, but don't get attached to it and then let it go and then choose again. This is what I wanted to talk about today, guys. Whenever you're feeling unlimitedness or whenever you're feeling lack or limitedness or fear or doubt, those emotions are all, those small or smallness, all of those mean that you're not letting that love through you. You're not feeling that invincibility of who you are, that unlimitedness of who you are, that great love of which you're made, right? Any other feeling that's negative, that means you're not really feeling who you really are, right? And this is who you really are, right? So guys, it is possible, right, to move beyond happiness and know that love inside you. We're just so conditioned, right? We've learned these emotions from past experiences. We've associated negative emotions with even past experiences. So if we have a similar experience, that negative emotion comes up and we attach it to it. The good news is you have awareness to look at it and to choose again. This is where your power comes in. This is where you can, in your inner being, once you start feeling that love, there's more momentum with love than there is anything else, right? There is no opposite of love. So even fear can't compete with love. That ultimate love, that pure joy or that knowing, there is no opposite. It is everything there is. Yeah. Okay, guys, well, we'll talk more about this. This is Tom Kieran with the Be Something Wonderful Studio of Higher Consciousness in San Diego, California, where we help you level up, become the best version of yourself. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, like and share the video and comment, and subscribe. We love subscribers. We'd love to have you part of Be Something Wonderful channel. Yeah, guys, until next time, with great love, this is Tom Kieran. See you soon.